It opened on June 1st, 2017, on a piece of property where defense contractor Raytheon once built missiles. Hi, it's Bud Wilkinson. Today, Ride Connecticut is taking a road trip to the Newport Car Museum in Portsmouth, Rhode Island. Or should I say, taking another trip to the museum. It's a place for car lovers to escape, remember the past, and gape at the present. A nearly 3-acre building filled with exquisite models from 1954 through today.
People come here, they look at the cars, their personal problems are in the parking lot, and they come here and they reminisce, and for 2 hours they're free of whatever. And
whether it be a matte green 2018 Mercedes-Benz AMG GTR or a shiny bright yellow 1954 Buick Skylark convertible, the ever-growing Newport Car Museum has a model certain to please every car enthusiast.
We're always upgrading. When it opened, we had 55 cars. We're now at about 102 cars. We continue with that idea, and the motif is we're always thinking about art, colors, how things are positioned, what color goes with what color on the wall, those type of things. So we constantly have the same goal, and we haven't deviated from that goal.
The museum is the creation of Gunther and Maggie Berman. He's the former chairman of a major New York law firm, and the cars on display represent his private collection. The museum treats cars as artwork and is divided into distinct galleries.
We're in the Porsche gallery now, fairly recent gallery. We're still really finishing. We have art to put on the walls, maybe move the cars around a little bit. But this is our newest gallery. One of 7, so we have 7 galleries, world cars, anything from outside the United States, Corvettes from 1954 to brand new, and 1 or 2 or more of each version of Corvettes. We have a Ford Shelby, very significant Ford Shelby gallery with Cobras and Shelby Mustangs, race cars. We have the Finn car gallery, the American Finn cars from the 50s. That's all about space and rockets and aviation, if you look at the fins and all of that. Muscle cars from the 60s, great cars, and Chrysler Mopar, Chrysler cars.
With 80,000 square feet of display space, the museum covers many brands and car styles. Among them are some models that many visitors may not recognize, such as the Italian-designed BMW-branded Isetta microcar or a 1954 Kaiser Darren Roadster.
Which is a very unusual car, one car only, has sliding pocket doors. And the designer Darren was trained in France in the 20s. His designs have a lot of Art Deco going on in the cars. It's pretty cool, unusual car.
While it's hard to put a price tag on the entire collection, one car in the collection was valued at about $4.5 million back in 2019. It was the 1965 Ford Shelby 427 SC Cobra. What's it worth today?
You know, I can't tell you. I don't know whether it's going up or down. It really depends on what somebody wants to pay for it. Certainly in the multiples of millions. And I think it's the most valuable car in the museum. It's a true 65 427 SC Cobra. I mean, semi-competition. It's a very rare car, one of 31.
And it does have a backstory.
Well, that Cobra is pretty historical in that it was bought and raced by one of the Walmart brothers, the Walton brothers, in the early 60s. And we have a 1965 Mustang GT350R, which is one of 34 that Shelby took regular Mustangs and made into race cars. Very successful race car. Owned by Stroh's Beer, one of the guys from Stroh's Beer in the 60s, bought that car and raced it. And still today, it's maybe one of the most original GT350Rs in existence.
The variety of cars in the museum is what sets it apart, from an old Volvo P1800 sports car to a modern-day McLaren. And they all reflect the varied interests of owner Gunther Berman.
He curates his own museum. He knows what he wants. And the cars are all very special, and they're all original colors. So some of them have been restored, but if they're restored, they're back to the original color. And it's all Gunther. It's his museum, and he decides on what he wants to display.
That may be the case, but when the Newport Car Museum opened 8 years ago, it was a question of whether it would attract visitors.
It's exceeded our expectations because we had no real expectations. So it was put together as a project of love of cars, and we had no idea whether anybody would come or not. So we had no real expectations. But looking back, it's been very rewarding for us.
When Ride Connecticut first visited the Newport Car Museum in June 2019, there were 2 models on the museum's wish list. One was an Oldsmobile 442, the other was a Chevelle 454 LS6. Has the museum found either one of them?
Well, we did get the 454 Chevelle, the 70 454 LS6, which is the top dog of the Chevelle world. Fabulous car. Blue on a pearl off-white interior.
So what are the most popular models on display?
The 54 Buick Skylark is just a wonderful car. The 54 Corvette is a great car. People just love that car. Those 2 cars, probably some of the favorites. And the Countach, the Lamborghini Countach, for the 40 to 60-year-olds. That's the car.
There is one more important element to the Newport Car Museum that didn't exist when it opened: the gift shop.
Maggie has made it into a premier gift shop, and she buys every single piece that's in there. She has bought, and when she's here, you can see her working the cash register.
As might be expected, though, work on the museum is never really finished.
We're pretty complete as far as our repertoire of cars. I know Gunther is always looking, and he'll find something.
And so will any visitor to the Newport Car Museum, thanks to the variety.
It's been very, as I say, very rewarding to see people's smile on their face, families, little kids, old people. It's been great.
The Newport Car Museum is open every day from 10 a.m. to 5 p.m. Admission is $20 for adults, $17 for students, and $10 for children 5 to 12 years old. In Portsmouth, Rhode Island, for Ride Connecticut, I'm Bud Wilkinson.